In this video, I'll show how it might be possible for us to use our mobile devices for grading a presentation in the annual PAE presentation contest. Now, the screen that you're looking at is divided into two sections. The two-thirds that you see here on the left and center are the website for the PAE presentation contest. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen is an actual real-time live screenshot of my smartphone. You see, I just flipped over to another screen, and there you see the app that I need for demonstrating how this mobile and digital technology might work. Now, the next thing I need to do is go back to the main website and click on where it says Online Test Rubric. Now, this is password protected, by the way. The password is simply Rubric. And here we have made it so that you can use the QR code that you see right here to get your smartphone on the very same page without having to type in all these characters in your smartphone's browser. So what I'm going to do is pick up my smartphone and tap on that app that is on the right-hand side of the screen right now. And now I'm going to scan that QR code into the smartphone. There it is there, and tap on OK. And momentarily the smartphone will be taken to the very same page. Now, I've already typed in the password for the page we're looking at on this browser of my smartphone, but let me switch to a different browser so that you can see what it'll look like when you're doing the same thing. I'll use Chrome Beta. And I think what I'll do is now switch to landscape mode while I'm demonstrating this. And so this smaller rectangle on the right in landscape mode is my smartphone, and I'm going to use it with my hand instead of the mouse and type in the password. Again, the password is Rubric, so I have to delete that other stuff that was there and retype RU. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. We'll press go and see if we get into the page. Yes, good, there it is. Okay, so now I'm on the page with both my computer, which is on the left-hand side of the screen right here, and with my smartphone. So if you want to actually test and see if you would enjoy using the smartphone rubric, there are some presentation videos right here that you could use and try things out. So what I'm going to do is click on this one. This was our prize winner from last year. And we'll just put that on pause. And now I'm going to click on the image of my smartphone so that you can see it superimposed. And now I'm going to start swiping with my thumb and get the mobile screen focused on the first rubric for student A. Now I need to type in a name here, so we'll just use Sammy in this case, and then we'll hit the back button so that we can continue working on the rubric. And so I'm just using my finger on the right hand side of the black bar that you see. You can play with it and you'll figure that out. Now you might notice that we don't have the same criteria as exactly laid out in the paper rubric, simply because there's not enough real estate in the Google form to put all the very negative criteria plus the positive criteria on each side of the scale. So what I've done is just turned it into kind of a Likert scale where you either strongly disagree with this positive statement or you strongly agree with it. So every statement that you see in each one of the grading criteria is a positive statement. For example, the presenter's posture is relaxed, confident, straight, and poised. I would have to say is probably true, but let's start the video. And this is what you would do to practice using the rubric to see if it's something that is to your liking. You would get the video playing like so. And I've just got the sound muted on it so that we don't have to compete with Songtak. And as I'm watching, I can see immediately that he's very confident and all those good things that are in that criterion. And so I'll press strongly agree. And same thing with the eye contact. I'm going to agree with that. And I'm now just going to go very quickly through this because this is basically all there is to it is just listening, watching, and tapping as you go. And of course, you can always change your mind. For example, I've decided, he kind of slipped up on his content there, so I'm going to change him down to a 7. And as long as you haven't submitted it already, you can change your mind anytime you want, any way you want. And so it's quite flexible that way. One thing that is lacking in this setup is a place to write some notes or make some comments to remind yourself and do some figuring along the way. And so that's something to take into consideration. Now at the bottom of the page there is a Rate the Rubric section where you can rate the rubric and make a comment about the rubric itself. And that way a decision can be made by the committee if it's something that enough judges would be wanting to use. Now there are some other good things about using this, which I'll show you in a minute. I've just clicked on the Submit button. I'm trying to find my place here near the top so you can see the confirmation that it has been submitted. There it is right there. Now let me just move this smartphone image off the screen and we'll go full screen with the rest of this. And I'm going to go back to the PAE presentation contest page, and I'm going to show you something that I think is rather exciting, and hopefully you'll agree. If you click here where it says Test Rubric Results, or if you click at the bottom of the screen where it says to check the results page, tap or click here, it'll actually take you to the result page for every student that is in the presentation contest. Now as you can see, I have done a test run for student A 2 times, first as Gary and then as Sammy. And as Sammy, I guess I liked him a little more than I did as Gary, and so there is his score for each one of my personas. Then at the bottom of the section we have the grand total, which would then add up the grand totals for all the judges. So over in the left column would be the judges' names, as you see here, and then you see all the different grades for the different criteria going across in the columns. And then we have in the far right column the totals for each one of the judges, and then at the very bottom the grand total for all the judges together. And this could be done for student A, B, C, D, and so forth. And it could be divided into 2 separate sections, one for the first half of the presentations, the other section for the second half. So far as the reliability is concerned, I think it's unbeatable. However, the big question is the ease of use, and that is up to you to decide. Thank you for watching.